Today I'm going to talk about Ingemar Johansson. He was a Swedish heavyweight boxer, the world champion between 1959 and 1960. He also held the European titles between 1956 and 1958 and from 1962 to 1963. Ingemar's introduction to world boxing was a little bit controversial. He competed in the 1952 Helsinki Olympic Games and he got to the final against Ed Sanders. Now, in the first round, he adopted this strategy of retreating. He was just walking around the edge of the ring, not really getting involved in the fight. In the second round, he did the same thing and was warned for passivity. The crowds were going, fight, 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 but Ingemar was just sticking to his strategy. In the third round, he was disqualified for failing to fight. Ingemar said, quite legitimately, his plan was to tire Ed Sanders out and go for an end of third round onslaught. This wasn't allowed to happen. And he wasn't awarded his silver medal actually until 1952. Now this episode put Ingemar off boxing a little bit and he didn't do anything for 6 months, but then he did turn professional and he actually won 21 of his first professional fights. He went on to take the Swedish championship and then got called up into the army. This put him out of the ring for a while, but in 1956, on the 30th of September, he won the European Heavyweight Championship, defeating Italy's Franco Cevici in Milan. He went on to knock out top contender Eddie Machin in the first round of a World Heavyweight Championship qualifier. Now this earned him title shot against champion Floyd Patterson at the Yankee Stadium on the 26th of June 1959. He became an interesting figure in New York at this time. Rather than adopting the strict solitary regime of Floyd Patterson, he was seen at his Catskill training camp. Really, he was not working that hard at all. In fact, he was seen out and about in the daytime and at night spots in New York with his new girlfriend. However, on the night of the fight, he did the same strategy as he did in Helsinki to an extent, spent the first rounds retreating. However, third round, he tried a left hook on Floyd Patterson, which Floyd blocked with his right, but this did expose him and Ingemar caught him with a right hook. He went down. Floyd Patterson then got up, but he was out on his feet. He went down 6 more times in the third round and the fight was eventually stopped. Ingemar was a flamboyant world champion. He was dubbed the Cary Grant of the boxing world. And indeed in 1960 he appeared in the film All the Young Men alongside Alan Ladd and Sidney Poitier. A rematch was set for the 20th of June 1960. This did not go down as well for Ingemar. Ingemar was knocked out in the 5th round and Floyd Patterson became the first man to regain the world championship. He was seriously knocked out. He was out for 5 minutes. Floyd actually went over and tried to help him, cradled his head in his arms. Eventually he came around and was put on a stool and 15 minutes later he was led out of the ring. A third match was arranged on the 13th of March 1961. Ingemar was really not up to this. He put on weight, he hadn't trained properly and really did not look at his best. He was knocked down in the first round and again in round 6. The fight was stopped. But after this, Ingemar recaptured the European heavyweight title, defeating Dick Richardson. Ingemar's last fight was against Brian London on the 21st of April 1963. It was actually a non-title fight. Ingemar won most of the rounds, but in the 12th round, in the last few seconds, Brian London floored him. Ingemar came round and got up, but he was dazed and groggy. He won the fight on points. After this, Ingemar wrote to the European Boxing Union and resigned his European title, and soon afterwards retired from boxing in 1963. Ingemar went on to run a hotel and bar in Florida, and he went to become great friends with Floyd Patterson, going around boxing conventions and events, doing speeches, signing autographs and memorabilia. He was born on the 22nd of September 1932 and died on the 30th of January 2009. He will be remembered as an extremely likeable, fun, flamboyant personality. However, his right hook, Ingo's Bingo, or the Hammer of Thor, will probably best be remembered in his first round knockout of Eddie Machin in the 1958 qualifier. Eddie Machin went on to go the full 12 rounds with Sonny Liston in 1960. Thanks for watching. I hope you found that interesting, and I'll bring you another boxing story very soon. If you like these videos, please subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.